What's up, everyone? I hope you all are having a wonderful and blessed day, and if not, I do hope that it gets better. I would like to say thank you for stopping by the channel and checking out today's video. It means a lot to me and I do appreciate it. Now, if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing here and you wouldn't mind continuing to help support not only me but the channel as well, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button that's sitting below the video. It's free and it'll only take you a second, and make sure to hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on all of my future content. So today we're going to be discussing the villains in Gotham Knights, both the ones that are already confirmed and the unconfirmed ones, and just exactly who they could possibly be. So right off the bat, no pun intended, we have 4 villains in total, each with their own factions. We have the Court of Owls with their normal goons and enforcers, and then the actual talons themselves. So the court may actually end up having 2 sets of enemies in game if the normal goons and talons are not in the same tree. Then we have Mr. Freeze and His Regulators, RIP Nate Dogg. You'll understand that reference if you know what I'm talking about, my cultured people out there. The Regulators are a group of teched out mercenaries. Now, each of the factions will be doing their own thing in terms of crimes and businesses and etc. Right? They're not just simply henchmen for the big name villains. They have their own things to do, but they will ally themselves with these villains from time to time. The Regulators are working with Freeze simply because he pays them, plain and simple. So you'll come across a group of Regulators that are simply just doing their normal work, and then you'll come across another section of that gang that could just be wearing a bunch of Freeze technology because they're currently working with Freeze at that point in time. Now, next up are the Freaks, and these enemies can be seen all throughout the 16-minute Batgirl gameplay video. Now, the gang truly seems like some die-hard Harley Quinn fanatics, and we don't exactly know where in Harley's history this game takes place. We know that Joker is out of the picture, but we don't know how or why. We also don't know what Harley's current relationship is with him. Could the Freaks simply be leftovers from his gang that are following Harley because of their ties to her? Or has enough time actually gone by that Harley has been able to become a big enough name to the point of her actually being able to have her own crew and have them respect her? Then we have Clayface, one of my absolute favorite villains in Gotham City's Rogues Gallery, right? Now, not only is he causing trouble in the city, it seems like he's bringing his own minions here as well. If anyone from the developer team is watching, at some point before the game gets here, y'all have got to tell us what the name of Clayface's minions are, because if it's not Putties, I might actually be very upset, because Putties is like the best possible name for them. Right next to the Mud Pack, which is a real thing. The Mud Pack was a name of a team made up of different Clayfaces in the comics. Now, besides the Regulators, right? Unlike the Regulators, his minions are a direct product of Clayface himself. So the real question there would be, would they only show up in certain areas of Gotham, or would they be roaming around the city like the other factions? Now we're gonna move on to who the remaining villains could possibly be. And for my first pick, I actually got this idea from the Harley Quinn boss battle, which is Mad Hatter. Now, Harley seems to be rocking a mind control device during that fight, and introducing Mad Hatter as a villain would definitely allow them to double down on that whole mind control aspect as a whole. Now that Batman is out of the picture, Hatter could possibly see this as his chance to bring all of Gotham underneath his will, which is something that he continues to try to do, right? Because he wants everyone to see the version of Wonderland that he himself sees, because he's goddamn crazy. He's crazy. Having encounters where you are not only fighting his various Wonderland themed minions known as the Wonderland Gang, but you could also have missions where you're fighting normal civilians that are stuck under his control, and it's up to you to save them and break their hold of them. Kind of like the mission from Spider-Man PS4 where Mr. Negative turns a bunch of college students against you, and you have to take them down, but in a way where you won't like permanently do any damage to them, because they're civilians, they're not normal goons. And we also know that because this Gotham City is going to be a live and reactive environment, your actions will reflect how the people of Gotham will see you as a whole. And in my opinion, saving the public from consistent mind control is a pretty damn good way to get the public on your side, especially when the city's police department wants absolutely nothing to do with you if it doesn't involve tossing you in a cell and throwing away the key. Next up is Firefly, a villain of Batman's that isn't really used as often as the others are, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Dealing with Firefly means that you would definitely be dealing with a large variety of both arsonists and pyromaniacs, and I feel like that would also go hand in hand with a fire status effect if that's in the game, because so far I think we've seen toxic, we've seen electric, and we've seen ice. I need to know if it's a fire status effect in the game, y'all. We need the answers to that kind of stuff. But seeing as how Firefly can fly and his goons could possibly have the same tech to do so, or at the very least hover in a specific area just to be annoying, it would definitely bring in some heavy diversity in the current villain and faction roster. Next up, we have Bane. And I know I don't mean the musclehead Bane that has been showing up a lot in recent media. I'm talking about the man whose raw power matches his genius level intellect, the man who is a master strategist and escape artist. Batman is known as one of the only people who's ever been able to truly put Batman down. Bane is someone that the Knights would have legitimate trouble with in both the physical and mental areas, right? Bane is a lot more than just a simple thug. He's someone that has been trying to take over the Gotham underworld for years, and with an army of mercenaries jacked up on Venom, that could definitely be an option. Again, he's not a simple thug. There was another version of Bane in video games that was actually done very well, and I mean absolutely well, and guess what? That version of Bane came from a WB game, Batman Arkham Origins. For all of my folks that have played that game, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know how dangerous and terrifying and calculating that Bane was. I need the Bane from Arkham Origins in this game. Give me that one. I want another challenge. I want to be scared again fighting that man, right? That's just how I feel. That's my opinion on that. Now that Batman is gone, he could definitely see this as his chance to claim what he believes is his, but also to maybe find out who pulled off the one thing that he was never able to accomplish himself, which is actually killing the Bat. Now, the last option is pretty much just a toss-up between Two-Face and Poison Ivy, but I would simply go with Poison Ivy just because it would be nice to see another supervillain with actual powers from Gotham's gallery here. Also, I don't care for Two-Face that much. He's a staple in the gallery, but I don't care for him. With all of that being said, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope that you guys have had a great time here. Let me know down in the comments below what villains you would like to see show up in Gotham Knights and what you believe their factions or minions could possibly be. Let's start a dialogue. And again, if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll never miss out on any of my future Gotham Knights related content. And I will catch y'all in the moonlight. Peace.
Trying to do it big, trying to live life. Pull it to the club with the bottles on ice. Be the back end by the end of the night. I'm an artiste, a social light. Trying to do it big, trying to live life. Pull it to the club.